And we begin this hour in the country's capital. The Daily Maverick and News 24 are opposing submissions by evidence leaders at the Madlanga Commission to hold this week's proceedings in camera, arguing the decision will have an impact on the media and the vast majority of South Africans. The submissions by both the respondents have now been filed before the Commission, with a decision expected from the chairperson this morning. Evidence leaders have cited the safety of witnesses and the protection of ongoing criminal investigations in their application for a closed session. Watching the story for us, as always, is SABC News senior reporter Canny Maphanga, who joins us now live from the country's capital. That's the Bridget Mabandla Justice College. And Canny, we're just a few minutes from finally getting finality on what the way forward looks like amid those reports and word from the Commission chair that there may have been some kind of agreement between these two media houses and the evidence leaders.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Yanda, and to the viewers at home. There is a potential resolution through the form of a draft order on the cards, but that is subject to the Madlanga Commission's chair, retired Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, and his co-commissioners, that is Advocate Sesi Baloyi SC and Advocate Khumalo SC, reaching that final determination on this issue. This is in light of that Rule 4 application that was brought by the evidence leaders, stating that they would like two classes of the witnesses to be held in camera, and of course another class of that being anonymized hearings. So that means that they wanted a blanket in-camera proceedings. That means it would be shielded completely from the public and the media. And then they wanted a portion of it to be anonymized. That means that a person would testify remotely through audio. Now, the opposition by News 24 and Daily Maverick was based on the premise or the principles of open justice and media freedom, stating that the Commission cannot give a blanket approach towards this issue, and that their real issue is not the safeguarding of the witnesses, but the procedural approach that the Commission takes with regards to how it deals with witnesses that come with evidence of a sensitive nature. News 24 and Daily Maverick are arguing that there are departures that can take place to accommodate all parties involved. That is, they are seeking those statements of the in-camera witnesses, or transcripts rather, to be provided and only be redacted where it is necessary to do so. They are also seeking that those applications, or those Rule 4 applications, be done case by case, meaning that you don't do a blanket application for all the witnesses, but you present the witness, each witness one by one, to the Commission, and you state why this particular witness needs to be in camera or they need to be anonymized. And that needs to take place in open proceedings, in line with the default position on open justice. So what has happened so far is that the lawyers for News 24 and Daily Maverick and the evidence leaders have reached an agreement insofar as the statements and the transcripts, and then insofar as how we'll proceed for the next 4 days if they are successful. That is Tuesday and Wednesday having those anonymized hearings, which is remote witnesses through audio, and then of course Thursday and Friday having those witnesses that have to be heard in camera. Now that is all in a draft order that Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga is currently considering with his co-commissioners. It is up to the Commission at 9:30 a.m. to rule whether or not this draft order is in order. If that is the case, then you can find that we'll have at least 2 days of testimony that will be done in an anonymized fashion, meaning that you'll still hear the audio, but you just will not know who is testifying and you won't see a visual of them. But of course, Thursday and Friday, that's where you will see the evidence going into a closed session, if that is the case. But once again, that remains in the hands of the chair to decide, as the terms of reference permit him to close the sessions where it is necessary to do so. Of course, this is a sensitive probe that is looking into the alleged infiltration of these alleged drug cartels in the criminal justice system. There are some witnesses that want to assist with this probe. However, they don't want to be put in harm's way. So it is against that backdrop that the evidence leaders seek their safeguarding through the Commission's chair. However, there's also a balance of interest here, as the media still want to give effect to their role in this very important public inquiry, which is not only a role that the media holds to itself, but it also extends to the public at large. So at 9:30 a.m. this morning, that ruling will be made by the Commission, and then that's when it will be final. But of course, the negotiations have proved to have reached some kind of agreement between the two parties or the opposing parties, and now it is up to the Commission to consider it, that is the chair and the co-commissioners, and then give their final determination on the papers.
And 9:30 could not come soon enough. Canny Maphanga, for now, thanks very much indeed. Canny is reporting live to us there from the Bridget Mabandla Justice College. And as soon as these commissioners, of course, walk out through those doors we've become so familiar with, we'll certainly take you back live to that venue to get a sense of what the next 2 days at least look like in a context where it seems there may very well be more tussling for the rest of the week.